Right, hello everybody, welcome down to Warrington Golf Club. I'm Matt Fryer and today we're making pitching easy. So guys, if this is one of your first videos on the channel, do remember to hit the subscribe button, follow me on my social media, and let's find out how we're going to make pitching easier. Before we get into this video though guys, I have another nice little giveaway for you. So I've got two Callaway PM grind wedges, 58 degrees, 12 degrees of bounce, two wedges, and two of you people watching this video now are going to win a wedge each. I'm going to tell you how you can do that a little later on in the video, so stay tuned to find out for that bit. Get rid of these over here. Right then, so pitching made easy. How many times have you hit a great tee shot, you've maybe laid up on a par 5, or you've got down on a par 4 and you've left yourself 30 yards, and all of a sudden you've turned what probably should be either a 5, maybe a 4, into a 6, 7 or 8, just by sculling your pitch, either topping it, thinning it through the green, fatting it in front of you, and just generally hitting poor pitches. I know I've been there, I've done it. And it is one of the most frustrating things happening on the golf course for me, when I see that I've advanced the ball, let's say 350 yards in 2 strokes or 3 strokes, and then all of a sudden I'm taking another 8 to get it down from 40, 50, 60 yards away. So if we can cure that, hopefully your scores will get better and you'll start to enjoy the game a lot more. So pitching made easy. What we're going to talk about in this video today is number 1, the setup, what we're going to be doing for that, and then number 2, a technique that you can do to stop you hitting those poor pitches. So I find myself here, I've got 55 yards to this flag at the back. Now, club selection and setup, we'll go through that now quickly, but just in case you don't know, if you are new to golf, a pitch is a shot that spends the majority of its time in the air, quite a lofted high shot, and then spends a little bit time running. It's generally played with a more lofted club, i.e. a pitching wedge, a sand wedge or a lob wedge. It's up to you which one you play it with. Now, for purposes of this video, I want you to try and start to play with one wedge that you're going to use as sort of your 30 to 70 yard club. And for me, that's my 58 degree wedge. I have a 52, I have a 58, because when we get into this little bit of technique in a bit, this will become a little bit more relevant. But as well, if we can pick one that we're quite comfortable with, every time we get it out the bag, we're going to think, right, I know what to do with this club. I swing it to here and here and it does this. So pick one wedge as a starting point that you're going to be comfortable with to play that pitch shot. So, general setup for a pitch. What we're going to be looking for. It's not a massive shot. I'm 55 yards away, so it's not something where I have to see big rotation in my golf swing. I'm not looking for a power move. I could probably throw this ball underarm, land it on the green and get it running out. So it's not something that requires a lot of force. So for that, we're not going to see that we would take our normal setup. What we're actually going to do from behind us here now, we're going to see that the setup's a little bit more upright. We'll see that we're a little bit taller in our setup. We're not going to, like I say, take this one. So we might see that the actual handle of the club rises up ever so slightly as we pitch. Instead of it being sat like a normal, we're just going to raise it up a tiny bit from there. From here, what we'd be looking for then, if I turn this way onto the camera, is something now where my stance gets a little bit narrower. Because I'm playing the pitch shot and it's not this big rotational move, by going a little bit narrower, I'm actually going to reduce the speed I can create in my backswing and throughout my downswing. So what I'd suggest generally when pitching from these sort of 30 to 70 yards is something where you've got 2 club heads width, maybe a tiny bit more from both feet. So we've got 1, 2, and we find that. So generally the insoles are pretty much just inside my armpit length here. We just see that there. So nice and narrow. The ball for us is going to be played just in front of centre. So we see here, if I just use one of these canes, I've got the centre of my body, and now we can see that the ball position is just fractionally in front of that. And then the final piece of the puzzle, if I just stick this in the ground here, as I do that, let me just stand that up, there we go. What we would see a lot of people do with a pitch, because we're going to get it lofted, we're going to try and get it in the air, we see leaning back behind this cane and trying to help the ball up in the air. What we're going to do for a pitch, we're going to put 60% of our weight into our lead foot. So as you see here now, the zipper on my jumper here moves just fractionally in front of the cane there. So just to top that all off, we've got feet about 2 club heads apart. We've got the ball just in front of centre, and then I've got the weight just into the lead side, so 60% in my lead side. And like I said earlier, as I'm now playing it not like a full shot, my stance has gone a fraction more upright there. In terms of alignment, how we're actually going to line up to the golf shot, here we go. We're going to go that there, so that's my ball to target line just outside it. And what we're going to have here, we're going to be pretty much parallel with the feet, but what I want you to do is just withdraw your lead foot and your lead hip about an inch. Reason for that is because it's not this big motion. When I'm going through, it's going to help me turn in to my follow through. Even though we're making small swings here, we still need to complete our turn and see that we're getting a good follow through as we go through the stroke. So that's setup covered there. We've got that slightly closer together stance, ball just in front of centre, weight to the lead side, just withdraw that lead foot an inch, and then we're good from there. We've chose the right club. Now we're going to get into the technique and how we're going to hit it. So one of the lessons I had last week when talking about the pitch shot, he was saying, you know, I'm really good. I'd always like to leave myself a full shot with my pitching wedge or my gap wedge, because I feel a lot more comfortable there. I don't really know what to do when I've got a pitch, you know, from 40 yards. Do I just make my normal setup and half swing it? So as we've seen there, we know we're not going to make the normal setup. We're going to go to a little bit of a quieter setup, as I would call it. Then the swing itself, it was very much, once we started to watch hit balls, it was just all arms, nothing going on here, just trying to keep the body quiet. Now, the thing with the little pitch, we're trying to control the distance quite accurately every single time. We want to knock that ball close so our putts are easy. So to do that, what we actually still want to do is get the body turning a little bit, because if we can do that and swing the arms to a similar point with just the same body rotation, we should see that controlling our distance is quite easy. As well, when we get arms, the club starts working on a different plane and a different path, and I'll start chopping across it and giving it a different loft all the time, because I'll probably get a little bit wristy and flicky as I'm going through. As where if I start to turn and use my body a bit more and feel that I am rotating and just swinging my arms, I'll be applying the same loft each time to the ball from the club. So then I should see that it launches the same. I should see that it's coming out on the same flight, therefore carrying the same distance. So the technique that I want us to use, if we were just going to cross our club across our shoulders and we've taken this setup, what I want us to imagine is that our chest and our hips actually turn the same amount. Obviously in a golf swing, a full golf swing, we'd see a big separation, but what I want to see is that we turn and turn the same amount. So my hips and chest feel that we're turning the same amount. And then from there, what I want us to do is get 3 points that we can swing to. And I've got 3 here that I've just demonstrated, and this is relevant to where my hands swing to. So this is hands to belt, hands to chest, and hands to shoulder. Now with this club, with my 58, I know that I've got 30, 50 and 70 with those 3 points. So whenever I find myself pitching and I've got those distances or very close to them, I know I can pull this club out and make one of my 3 swings. If the distance is slightly in between it, I just find somewhere slightly in between those points. So once I've got my good setup and I've gone through it all I know is that I turn my body a little bit and allow my hands to swing to those points and I should see that I'm starting to get the same distance. And I don't know if you've noticed here, it might take a bit of a keen eye, but as I'm doing this, I'm not even making a divot. You might hear the club just brushing on the ground, and that's what I want you to do as this final part of the technique. Just start to get the back edge of the club, or the sole of the club, just wiping across the floor. It's just bruising the ground here a little bit. Too many people get the leading edge trying to take a huge divot, and that's where the angle of attack gets a bit too steep and we start to really encounter problems. If we can just brush it here like this, get it brushing each time, see that we're getting the club wiping along the floor, we should see that we're applying the same loft and getting a really good strike. So let's give that a go. But before we do, guys, before I forget, if you want to win the 2 wedges, the Phil Mickelson grind wedges, I want you to comment down below, I need the PM grind. Also, you've got to be a subscriber to the channel, so make sure you hit that subscriber button now, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any more videos in the future and any future giveaways. But comment down below, I want the PM grind. And then I'm going to pick a winner in about a week's or so time. I'll do another video giving that away. And also, make sure you're in for the putter giveaway that was in the 1980s versus the 2019 putter video. Exio putter going on there, so getting that one also. Right then, so cap it off. We've got good turn, we've got good setup, good turn, we've got 3 points, and for me, like I said earlier, the flag's 55 yards away, so it should be that I'm swinging now hands to chest, and it should be 50 yards, seeing it just probably reach the apex of the trees, and I should be landing pretty close to that. So I'll have a couple of practice swings, get my brush and see it's not a hit as well, it's just a nice rhythmical motion. So I've lined up, I've got ball just in front of centre, slight bit of weight forwards, I'm going to go hands to chest, oh no, how? It stopped on the edge of the hole. I thought that was brilliant. How close is it? So that is how we pitch, guys. Pitching made nice and simple. I've literally hit that to about an inch. We're going to hit another one just to see that that isn't a fluke. But big thing here, not made a huge divot. I'm so excited about that shot. Not made a huge divot. It was this nice flight, 2 bounces and checked up. So here to there, hands to chest with that good setup. Pitching made nice and easy. 3 points, get those in your swing. Good setup there. Not as good, it's only 6 foot away for me. I'll take that. So, recap of everything, guys. We've got the setup where the feet are a little bit closer. We've got the ball just in front of centre with 60% of weight into our lead foot. We've made a setup, a stance that's a little bit more upright to try and help us get a little bit more solid contact, because we're not hitting this full shot, so we don't need the big setup from there. Going to reduce the power. Then from there, remember to turn the body, hips and chest the same, and then get 3 points, belt, chest and shoulders that you can swing back and through to, same back, same through, and we should see that you're starting to hit your pitches with a lot more success. Get one club that you're good at, master those 3 yardages, those 3 points with that, and then you can do it with another one also. Right guys, thanks for watching that video. Hopefully that's going to make you a better pitcher of the golf ball and see that you're not squandering shots out on the golf course. Remember to put the comment in the box below for the competition for the wedges. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more videos to make you a better golfer this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with another video.